Hey there, this is Shadi Bazzi with Real Estate Success Mastery TV, and welcome to another episode. On today's episode, we're going to do something for the first time so far. You know, I've done a bunch of interviews so far, and every single one of them has been with a male, a man. And the ladies are like, hey, can you interview a woman that's knocking it out the park? So that's exactly what I got for you today. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to the Real Estate Sales Mastery TV. I am your host, Shadi Bazzi, a real estate coach and trainer, and I'm on a mission to help you master the art of selling so you can take more listings than you are right now, sell more homes much faster than you ever have, work less, and build a business by design. A business you absolutely love that gives you the money, time, and freedom that you deserve. Are you ready? Let's do this. Hello and welcome to Real Estate Success Mastery TV. Today I have an absolute killer episode for you, and as you can tell, it's our first lady ever on Real Estate Success Mastery TV. Now, one of the things that I am, and here I go again, excited about today is the fact that, you know, Kathleen is not only a one-on-one coaching client of mine, but she's just an amazing real estate agent who's just blowing it out the water right now. And we're going to talk a little bit more about the numbers in a little bit. So make sure you stay tuned, because if she stopped working today, and we are just in June right now, she will make more money this year than she did all of last year. So without further ado, Kathleen, please introduce yourself. Who are you? Where do you work? You know, name of the company. Absolutely. And, you know,
okay.
Whatever, just roll.
I'm Kathleen Ogilvie with the Ogilvie Real Estate Team, which is myself and my assistant, and I am with Keller Williams in Huntington Beach. And Shadi has helped me do things that I never believed I could do. And it's not as hard as you think, so I'm very, very excited. And I call myself a team, but I just have an assistant right now, full time.
Awesome, awesome. So, Kathleen, one of the things we want to begin with is, you know, how long you've been selling real estate?
I got my license in 2008.
Okay, so we're talking about a good 6 years or so.
Yes. Didn't take it seriously in the beginning. I had a partner and thought I would do it for fun. So really didn't treat it like a business, treated it like I was selling some houses.
Okay.
And then realized I really liked it, and I started to coach, and I started treating it like a business and got out of the partnership. And so probably took it seriously the end of 2008, beginning of 2009.
Okay. So basically the first year and a half, you were like, would it be safe to say that you were dibbling and dabbling?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, dibbling and dabbling.
Yeah, here and there.
So basically you've been taking this business seriously for the last 4 years. Okay. So how did you do your first year when you really started to really take it seriously? Like, what kind of production did you do? What kind of income did you do?
Well, when I have to say my first year, I still wasn't 100% coachable.
Okay.
I was in my way. So my first year on my own, I grossed $65,000.
Okay, so first year $65,000, not too shabby for a lot of people.
And I wasn't, I wasn't on a schedule. I was for 3 weeks and then off, you know. And then the second year, $150,000.
Okay, so you more than doubled the second year.
So I was getting better at sticking to a schedule. And then the third year, it was 200 and then 290. So it was going up from there.
Okay, so 200, let's say 250.
Yeah.
Okay, and now this is like your fourth year of doing this?
Currently, yes.
Presently,
yes,
okay.
Yes.
So we pretty much doubled from year one to year two. We almost doubled from year two to year three. And would you say that you are on track right now to double again from year three to year four?
Correct, yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. So do you mind if I share some numbers?
No, go ahead,
okay.
Sure.
Obviously, I know the numbers because, you know, we coach together, we work together. So one of the things that I'm big on is the numbers, because the numbers never lie unless you lie about the numbers. And we keep track of like every single number, okay? And, you know, one of the things that I wrote down right here is that, you know, we calculated the numbers. And in calculating the numbers, what we've identified is that if Kathleen stopped working right now, if she took off the rest of the year, and only focused on closing the transactions that she currently has open and selling the listings that she currently has, and converting some of the leads that she already has, she will end up, okay, with twice as much money as she made all of last year. So how did she do that is the question. Okay, and I'm going to give you a little bit more numbers a little bit later on, so make sure you stay tuned. So Kathleen, how did you do that? How does somebody double their business in 1 year?
Well, the first step was mindset.
Okay.
And I'm positive, and everyone around me says I'm always positive, but I still had a mindset issue. So
And you lack a little bit of energy, right?
yeah, I have energy. I have energy. Sometimes too much.
Yeah.
But that mindset, before I start my day, that gratitude log that you made me do, you know, at first I thought, how is this helping? It seemed like busy work, but it did.
Okay.
It shifted my mindset. And just that morning routine that you made me do, the meditation, the praying, what I do every morning, that shifted my mindset. And I was able, my skin was thicker throughout the day.
Okay.
So if I had a bad call, I moved on instead of saying, well, I'm going to go to the bathroom and I'm going to talk to 3 agents and because I'm pissed.
Yeah.
So that was the biggest thing, the mindset.
So the biggest thing is the mindset. But talking about the mindset, it's like obviously this is something that, you know, a lot of people struggle with and something that a lot of people work on. And you give a little bit of instruction of what you do. But can we get a little bit more specific? Because there's someone watching this video right now and either thinking to themselves, you know, I want to double my production and or I just want to do an extra transaction a quarter or an extra transaction a month. And then they know exactly what they need to do, but just can't find themselves doing it, you know. Obviously, number one, we got to get you in the right mindset. So if that person was sitting in front of you right now and said to you, Kathleen, how can I get myself in the zone? How can I develop that unstoppable mindset, which you have now? What would you tell that person?
Well, one thing I would say is don't go from 0 to $1 million at first. And that's one thing that you asked me, do you exercise anyway? I said, yes. So that was okay to exercise in the morning. So what I did is I get up, I get dressed, I make my bed, I take care of my dogs, and I go exercise. And come back, shower, have coffee, and that's my quiet time. And I write in my journal. And
let's talk about that.
Okay,
you know,
okay.
We're going to finish.
Okay,
But when you say write in your journal, like somebody's probably thinking that you're writing love letters or love notes or whatever.
No, yeah.
Like, you know, what do you mean by journaling?
Well, and that's another thing. I didn't know what to write, so you told me specifically. At the top of the page, write 3 things that you're grateful for. And it's so sad that you have to think at first what they are. And then after you do this for a couple of weeks, you're like, hello, I'm so blessed. So 3 things I'm grateful for. 3 goals that I have for the year you had said, other than money and transactions.
Yeah, personal goals.
Personal goals. I want to lose weight. I want to be kinder to my sister, whatever. 3 personal goals for the rest of the year. And then the next part was list how much money I'm going to make in this year and repeat it like 25 times. Yeah. I'm going to make 450. I'm going to make 450. Yeah. And when I first started doing that, I thought that was so out there. Like, I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm doing it now. So I don't know. And every morning the same thing. And what I'm grateful for changed every morning because I thought of different things. It could be simple, that I could see a hummingbird in my kitchen window. Yeah. You know, it could be different things, but that was the routine. So every morning you have your journal and you know what you're doing because it's a routine. You're not thinking, what am I going to write? Right. And so it was very systematic and specific, but different items.
Did that help you?
Yeah, absolutely.
How did it help you?
When I was done, I felt good. I can't explain it. And I felt good.
And here's what we know. You know, a lot of people don't take action because of a certain way that they are feeling. And at any moment that you are not feeling your absolute best, if you don't feel like you're in the zone, if you don't feel the power, if you don't feel the confidence, you're not going to take action. So if a little exercise like this, that will take what, 3 to 5 minutes every single morning?
That's it.
3 to 5 minutes every single morning, and at the end of the exercise, you feel good. Well, guess what? You're either going to take a little bit more action, you know, than you would have otherwise, and or you're going to take a lot better action with the actions you're going to take anyways. So that right there is a very powerful exercise that I would highly encourage everyone to do.
Absolutely.
Okay? Anyone to do. All right, and then so you do your journaling. What else do you do? I mean, are you doing anything other than that to work on your mind and, you know, maintain this, you know, positivity?
I pray. Okay. I do pray and I try to meditate, and then I'm ready. And then I'm charged and I'm ready to go. Okay.
So now I got to ask a question because I'm your coach, and you know there's certain other things that I want you to be doing in the morning, and I want to make sure you're doing them. And if you're not, then we're gonna call you on the spot.
Okay.
And if you're doing them, just say you're doing them because I want everyone to not stop where you just stopped. You know, one of the things that I'm a big advocate of is, you know, education. You expanding your knowledge, expanding your thinking. And the best way to do that is to read something positive each and every single morning. I've told you to do that a million times. I know you've read a lot of books. Are you doing that?
Well, and again, and we talked about this, I've stopped doing that. I was doing that, and I've stopped doing that. And I'm off schedule right now. So it was just that one little thing that I was doing that was helping, and I haven't been doing it.
Okay.
And we're talking about this now. I'm off schedule, and when I'm off schedule, I am stressed, anxious.
So one of the demonstrations here is that she's not perfect. She's human like everyone else. Okay, we all start, we all stop, and the power of coaching is for me to get you right back on track.
Right.
Okay,
Right.
and she's still going to double her income. Imagine if she was doing all these things, maybe she would have tripled her income. I don't know, but double her income is good enough. Okay, so the reading. What about listening to something positive every single day? Are you doing that?
I'm starting to do that, and that's that because I'm audio, and that really helps.
Okay.
But I'm not doing it every day.
Okay.
And when I do it, I feel better. Just like when I listen to music, I feel better.
Okay.
It works.
Okay,
I just
perfect.
have- yeah.
So we just got to put them right back in your schedule.
Right.
We got to set up some accountability to
Yeah,
make sure
we
you're
do.
doing it. Okay? Awesome. All right, so that's all part of your morning routine. So you said the mindset was something that definitely is a huge contributor to you doubling your income.
Absolutely.
Okay. Now, what else? What else has been contributing to you doubling your income?
I think you emphasizing that we all have to do one thing every day if we want to be successful, and that's the prospecting end.
Okay.
And you made me recognize no matter what's going on in your life,
Yeah.
do that. If you do that for 2 hours and meet your contact, and you don't do anything else,
Yeah.
do it.
Okay. So you're doing it.
Yep.
Okay. I still don't think you're doing it at the level that you should.
I know.
Okay. And yet you're still able to double your production. There's certain days that, and I'm sure a lot of people can relate to this, and that's who I'm really speaking to, and that's why we have Kathleen here, is because a lot of men and women out there are going to be able to relate to exactly what she's experiencing, so we can help you through your journey to take your business to the next level. There's days where you don't feel like doing it.
Absolutely.
What do you do? How do you push through that?
I just remind myself of when I started, and I would lose track of time of not prospecting and look back at the past 2 weeks and said, I've talked to 3 new people in 2 weeks. That's why I'm not doing well. And when I remind myself of that, I'm back on track. I just do it. And it's just like it's like anything else that benefits us.
Yeah.
We don't want to do it, but we feel better when we're done.
Yeah.
And you just remind yourself of that and just do it. And
Yeah.
think about, it's relatively simple. It really is. You're not a physicist trying to design something. You're not working in the heat on a job site. You're prospecting for 2
You're not even prospecting. You're talking to people.
Yeah.
You're
It's not
providing
hard.
value.
Yeah.
There's someone out there that needs your services, and you could give them that good service.
That's right.
And really not reaching out to that person is actually doing them a disservice.
Yes.
All right, so in order for you to get yourself to do it, did this have anything to do with getting you to do it, keeping track of these numbers?
Oh, absolutely. It starts to make sense.
Yeah.
And you see, oh, God, I've been off track for a week.
Yeah. Can I share some specific numbers?
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So one of the things that we know based on your numbers is in regards to your prospecting is that for every 154 people you speak to right now, you take a listing.
Now, and here's where you get in the way of yourself. When I first started coaching, I thought, I'll talk to 3 people and get 2 listings. I don't need to be coached. So you're in your way.
Yeah. But the numbers never lie.
The numbers don't lie.
Okay. But now there's someone out there that's listening to this and saying, wow, if I knew that 154 contacts equals a listing for me, I'll make 154 contacts a week and take 4 listings a month.
Yeah.
What would you say to that person?
I'd say, do it. Don't be afraid. Just do it.
Yeah.
Hand your card out in the supermarket, in the gas station. You're engaging in someone.
That's a contact.
Yeah, that's a contact. Just always think contacts, engaging, helping.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. All right, so 154 contacts to a listing taken. Now, here's another number that we always take a look at specifically, especially when she gets off track in doing her numbers, okay? Doing her contact goal every single day. You are earning right now, Kathleen is earning $89.14 for every person she speaks to, whether that person hangs up the phone on her, whether that person invites her over, or is rude to her on the phone. She's making $89.14 a contact. So if you have a goal to do 20 contacts a day and you only do 10,
You're losing that money.
You're losing a good $900 a day. See, when you really understand the numbers that specifically, you begin to have a different relationship with your activities, with your pursuit, for lead generation and generating business and really helping out people and really helping out yourself by making the kind of money you want so you can ultimately live the lifestyle that you want. So keeping track of the numbers has been huge for you, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
What else? Because is it just numbers? Because here's the thing that I want to discuss real quickly. Maybe there's someone else in your office. Maybe there's someone else in your marketplace who may be making 154 contacts, same 154 contacts to the same 154 people, but chances are they may not create the result that you are creating. And 154 contacts to a listing is a very good number.
Okay.
So what has been the contributing factor to you being able to convert at such a high level?
I think the big thing is before you sit down and you make your calls or before you go door knocking, step back and say, okay, my goal is to make one listing appointment, one buyer's appointment, and set a goal. This is what I'm going to do. I'm finding it. Because some days when I'm tired and I'm just going through routine and picking up that phone and I don't say that first, it doesn't happen. And I don't know why that is, but before I prospect, I say 2 listing appointments and 1 buyer's appointment when I'm done calling.
And I'll tell you exactly what it is. You said, I don't know what that is. I'll tell you exactly what it is. You become what you expect of yourself. And when you go into any kind of activity with an expectation or an outcome in mind, you always play at that level to produce that expectation or to create that outcome. And when you don't, you just flat out wing it, and you don't even know what the outcome's going to be. And if you hit it, you hit it. You don't, you don't. You're all over the place. So you got to be outcome driven. Now, do you set an appointment with every single seller you call?
No.
No?
No.
Okay. No. So would you say now it's taken you less contacts to set an appointment than maybe a year or two ago?
Absolutely.
So what is it? Is it just saying that you're going to do it, or maybe you've developed something else?
Skill set.
Okay.
Saying I'm going to do it, and skill set with the tie downs, the model operating, the language patterns, asking questions, engaging them, mirroring them on the phone. If they're angry, you get angry with them. Say, you know what, I can see you're angry. I get it.
Yeah.
Those skill sets that I didn't have before has helped me deal with the different personalities you get on the phone. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can't talk to everyone the same. Those tie downs, boy, you gauge them.
Yeah.
And it builds your confidence. And when you get 2 hang-ups or a real jerk, you go on to the next one.
Would you say you're better at handling objections right now?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Would you say you're better at creating connections and rapport with people right now?
Yes.
Is your listing presentation better right now?
Yes.
It's not perfect.
It's not perfect.
But it's better right now.
Yep. And videotaping your listing presentation is really cool.
Yeah, I think that's something. Actually, I want to do a video about that. Just a quick story. Kathleen's doing amazing. Converting the majority of the appointments she goes on, etc. And I was like, okay, how can we even get that better? How can we make it better? Okay, because we want to work on efficiency. We want to work on being as productive as we possibly can. So I'm always talking about how do we convert at a higher rate. So I was like, Kathleen, why don't you go ahead and record your listing presentation on video and send it to me? I'd like to take a look at it and critique it. So sure enough, she did. And she's like, yes, I got the best listing presentation. She's gung-ho, and she's like, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. My coach is going to be super impressed, etc. And then I wrote
give me a laundry list.
Yeah, and then I gave her a list this big saying, good job here. What the heck happened there? What's going on here? What's going on there? So now that we did that, I think in really tweaking those, I think you're going to get to the point where you're going to take like 9 listings for every 10 appointments you're going on.
And everything you pointed out, I saw, but didn't see initially.
Yeah.
So, and I shared it with my husband. He goes, boy, he's good. He's right. You shouldn't have done that. That's how you learn.
Yeah. So we're definitely going to do a video about that. To make sure that you don't miss the video, make sure that you are subscribed to our podcast, Real Estate Success Mastery TV. And you can always access that by going to resmpodcast.com. All right. So skill sets. Do you role play? How often do you practice? How did you do? Okay, so you say I developed the skill set, but how did you develop the skill set? Like, what did you learn? Give some specifics. Let people know out there what they can do to increase their skill set.
Well, take the classes. Like the NLP was amazing.
Yeah.
And I need to take it again.
Yeah.
Because by the 10th class, it was a lot of information, so I'm going to take it again. Your sales mastery class, all these webinars help.
Yeah.
Role play I'm a little weak on. I role play with my husband. I role play with my assistant and tell her to give me a lot of objections. I have to do more with other brokers, I have to admit. But that educational portion is huge.
Yeah. And talking about the sales mastery, and you said webinar, I want to go ahead and just a plug real quickly. Thursday, June the 26th at 5 p.m., I'm going to do a complimentary webinar where I'm going to introduce you to how to convert 80% plus of the appointments you go on, how to present with power and confidence, and how to eliminate objections before they even come up.
That's the podcast? On the podcast?
No, that's going to be a webinar that we're doing. Actually, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be running this webinar once a month. Okay? So anytime you want to register for that webinar and you want to do that like right now, you just simply go to shaddybazzy.com/webinar. Again, that's shaddybazzy.com/webinar. Register for the webinar. We'll see you on that webinar, and we'll definitely deliver a lot of value and help you take your business to the next level. All right, so skill set, you said sales mastery, tie downs, neuro-linguistic programming, my NLP course, which we put up a couple hundred people through that course last year, and I thought you did amazing with that.
It's amazing.
You did amazing with that. And the accountability around doing the assignments was awesome. All right, so you've covered mindset, you've covered the numbers, you've covered your morning, part of your morning routine, you've covered your skill set, etc. If you could go back in time, okay, so like you've been in this business for 4 serious years, let's say, okay. So if you could go back in time, knowing what you now know, if you can go back in time, what would you do differently? Because there's someone out there that's going to spend the next 4 years trying to figure it out. Let's fast forward their movement and their success.
This is what I would suggest to agents, and I do suggest this to agents. If you step out of your box and hire a coach like Shaddy, and you're writing him a check every month, do yourself a favor and do what he tells you to do.
Yeah.
Don't fight it. Just do it. Just say to yourself, okay, he's full of crap, but you know what? I'm paying him, and I'm going to do what he says, and I'm going to see if it gives me results. Give it 9 months. Give it a year. Just test yourself, and you will get results. Yeah. I think my biggest problem is I just kind of ran along and said, I don't believe that, I don't believe that, and I spent a lot of... Once I said, okay, I give up, I'm going to listen. It worked.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. But you know what? I also recall something that makes it really work, and I remember a time where you were like, I kind of want to put the coaching on hold kind of thing.
Yep.
What did I say?
Don't do it. It's the best investment you can make.
Yeah. I didn't let you slide, did I?
No.
Yeah.
No. And that's what it's all about.
Exactly.
And it's interesting. I have to interject here. My husband in the beginning said, well, I never needed a coach. Why do you need a coach to tell you to get up in the morning?
Yeah.
This is a different business.
Yeah.
And he gets it now.
Yeah.
And he knows what Shaddy's done for me. I'm just telling you, coach and give it 9 months to a year. And do what they say. Do what you say.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Kathleen.
You're welcome. Yeah, absolutely.
And now, the question I always ask everyone that comes on this, and let's see what your response is going to be. If it's an agent out there and says, hey, Kathleen, maybe I can't afford the coaching, this, that, whatever, etc. But I got $25-30 in my pocket. I want to go buy one book. Which book would you recommend will change my life and put me on the right path? What book would you recommend?
I think The Power of Magical Thinking was really the one that I liked.
The Power of Magical Thinking. I know what book you're talking about.
The blue one.
The title, is it The Power of Magical Thinking or The Magic of Believing?
Magic of Believing, that one.
The Magic of
I have
Believing.
it right on my desk. I'm rereading it again.
Awesome, awesome book. So I'm telling you guys, this is like, I don't know what episode number it is, but every single person I've asked that question to, it gave us the same exact response. All right? So you got to pick up that book. The Magic of Believing is definitely a life-changing book, and you definitely want to read that book. So that right there would be a great book to what's it called. And other than that, do you feel like there's a question I should have asked you that I did not ask you that?
Well, I think the other thing, and this might be down the road for a lot of these agents, but building a team and building leverage, you're a big help with that. And that was a huge step for me to hire an assistant. Huge. Yeah. And it's been the best thing I ever did. But that was very difficult and a big step. So that's the next level if you're a newer agent. Yeah. But go there, think big.
What's another level? Let's talk about your virtual assistant. She's got a virtual assistant right now. Let's talk about that experience real quickly.
Well, that's amazing too. Again, I fought it. They're in the Philippines. I don't get this, but I've done it. It's inexpensive. Saves me.
How much money you spend on a virtual assistant a month?
$400 a month.
$400 a month.
$400.
And how many hours a week does that person work for you?
Well, she's 30 to 40.
Somebody working for you 30 to 40 hours a week for $400 a month. And what does she do for you?
She posts everything on all the social media sites 3 times a day. Posts videos for me. And what's happening, and I just started this, and I'm seeing people I know, and I forgot this one woman, and she said, "My God, you're kicking butt," like, because of all the social media posts. And I'm not doing anything different I was 4 weeks ago, but they're starting to see all this. So, I mean, it would take me hours. Yeah. Hours.
So that's obviously building your brand, putting you out there, and positioning you as the expert. I mean, look, if someone called you, you know, perception's reality. You know, someone called you up and said, "Hey, you're kicking it." You may not be kicking it, but it appears that you are.
That's exactly right.
And when you appear that way, what happens is you're instantly positioned as the expert. When you're positioned as the expert, that's when you can, you know, not really have to chase people anymore, and people will come to you because you attract them. Because then everybody wants to be part of your experience.
That's right. It's all part of it. Yeah, that's been fabulous.
Good. I don't want to leave anything out. I mean, you know, we don't have a script for this or anything like that.
No, I mean, we're kind of, you asked me about that book. The other book is The One Thing. That was another book.
The One Thing is a good book. Yeah. Gary Keller and someone else, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Let me see if there's any other numbers I wanted to share right here.
Oh, God.
No, we're good at numbers. We've already done the numbers right now.
But this is a great tool. And also the other tracker where you track the number that you closed and the pending and the appointments. Yeah. Because you look at your appointments coming up and you think, boy, I only have 2. Yeah. So tracking that helped me too.
Yeah, definitely. Tracking the numbers is definitely a very, very good tool. All right, I think we've covered everything.
Awesome. Oh, exciting.
Sunny.
I hope it's helping people.
Yeah, for sure. So if you found value in this video, okay, I would really appreciate it if you simply, you know, somewhere below the video, go ahead and, you know, leave us a comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, you know, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, subscribe to the page. If you're watching or listening to the podcast, please go to iTunes and leave us a 5-star rating and a positive review. And if you know someone else that could benefit from, you know, this interview, this podcast, please forward that to them, okay? And you can always get the show notes, like, you know, we'll put, you know, some of the notes that, you know, we talked about. We'll put that on shaddybazzy.com, so make sure you go to shaddybazzy.com and there. And if you want to attend the webinar, just go to shaddybazzy.com/webinar. And if you have a question for me that you want me to do an episode on or a video on, please go to resmquestions.com and put your question there, and I'll be sure to answer it. So, Kathleen, if someone's got a referral for you, and someone wanted to get a hold of you, how can they reach you?
Oh, and even if you just have a question, I'd be happy to objectively answer it. My cell phone number, 714-362-1011. And you can also text if you would rather.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. No
Perfect.
problem.
So you got direct contact to her. So if you have any questions, need any help, you know, reach out and you'll help them out.
No
Thank you very much.
Hey, thanks.
You are the best. We'll see you on the next episode. Take
Bye.
care.